Sí, Antonio. And my name is Angela. So we are going out for a sightseeing tour, as you know. We are going to see the most important places in Madrid. And after that, we'll come back to a hotel. This way you will have a general idea about the city you are going to spend these next days. And from your hotel, that, by the way, maybe you noticed already, is very well located. From your hotel, now we are going to the south. Yeah, see, to the southern part of the city. This boulevard is Prado Boulevard. Prado. Prado means lawn, meadow, meadow, Prado, because this area where we are didn't exist before the 18th century. Till the 18th century, this place was outside the city, and in here there was nothing, just a sort of forest, you see, a Prado, meadow, that's why we call it so. And here, what you are going to see is a very nice facade that is one of the 3 train stations we have in this city. These 3 train stations are located in different places, and this one you can see now, this is the oldest one. It is called Atocha station. Atocha. See, this is station you will come to when you will go to Sevilla. Remember when you will take the bullet train, and then when you will take the bullet train, the train for going to Sevilla, you will see the nice garden here in 330 miles. Yeah, because I think a mile is a little bit more than 1.5 kilometers, no? More or less. 6 cents. Bueno. Pues sale, we go on. Now we'll go to the left, and this way we will follow a street that we call Alphonse XII. Alfonso XII. I suppose there will be somebody speaking Spanish. We'll go on after the traffic light. You will see there's 3 signs on the left. The brown one, you will read Parque de el Retiro. Very easy. Yeah, these are your first words in Spanish. Parque del Retiro. Retiro Park. That's very easy. Retiro Park. This is, as many other gardens we have in Madrid, this was a private property in the past. Not anymore. Now it's a public garden. But 400 years ago, this garden that was, imagine, outside, completely outside the city, this was a private property belonging to a king. And that king, whose name was Philip IV, every time he left his castle for coming here, he said, I'm going to retire. And then everybody knew when he said, I'm going to retire, that he was coming here. Retiring for him was to organize parties with nice ladies. Retiring for him was to organize theater plays. And so, to retire, that verb had a special meaning for that king. But anyway, and that's why we call it so. We call it retiro, because of that expression that the king used. Living here is very expensive. Oh, very expensive. See, because in a big city like this, you pay this situation. You pay the fact. Now look on the right and you will see a nice perspective. Yeah. And again on your right, you're going to see another entrance, which is nice. And if you look to the right, you will see the entrance, and in the background, the columns for the columns are the columns of the lake, the main lake in there. You see, there, because the lake is decorated with a very big monument. And as we were saying before, you pay the factor of being near the city center, being near the most important museums, being in front of the garden. That is something you pay in here. That's why I told you your hotel is very well located. Of our tour, your hotel is very near Sol, and Sol is the heart of the city. Look at this nice triumphal arch here on the left. More than 200 years old, and it is called Alcala Gate. We say Puerta de Alcalá. You see, in Madrid, in the city, so the place where we are now, the city, we have 3 million people. 3 million, see. If we consider the outskirts, it will be 4 million. And the total, 70 kilometers, in Toledo is a jewel. It's been declared heritage of mankind, and so it is a medieval town. It's a wonderful city. On the left, this is an embassy, the Italian embassy. It's a nice palace, look. Italians, they always have good taste for everything. Nice palace. Obviously, there's more than one. There's 2 forests in Madrid, and in total we have about 1 million trees in Madrid, which having dried weather, 3 million people. We have more than 1,300,000 cars in the city. I'm not talking about the outskirts. Apart from that, we also have 16,000 taxis, 1/6. Apart of that, we also have 2,000 city buses. So all together, having 1 million trees, believe me, is a good number. And it's not easy to keep these green areas. How can we keep them? We keep them thanks to the water that we have in the subsoil. Not from the rain, but in the subsoil. Oof, how many cars in here, you see? Madre mía, something happens here. Ole. ¿Qué pasa aquí? ¿Qué pasa aquí que están todos en doble y triple fila? Los coches. See, in this city there's always people for everything. Yeah. Maybe I thought this morning, because I took my car to the area where your hotel is, and I thought, well, being Sunday, I won't have any problem to park. Ha! What a laugh. 30 minutes to get a place. Thanks God there was somebody leaving. Woo. Yeah, during the week it's impossible, is it? See, later we will see your embassy, the United States Embassy, which is in Castellanas Avenue, the most important boulevard in Madrid. Anyway, we were talking about the public transport. We must be billionaires if we want to be here. And this is a quiet area. You can see it's very green, it's nice. This is a quiet area, except when there's a football match. When I talk about football, I talk about our football, the European one, soccer. See, soccer. So they built it here in the middle of the city, because you can see it's surrounded by houses and by everything. What happens is when they built it, all this area didn't exist at all. I've seen documentaries on TV, and the stadium was completely outside Madrid. This was an empty area, an esplanade, nothing here. What happens is that in Madrid, as in Barcelona, as in the big cities in Spain, in the 1950s and 60s, there was a boom of population because of 2 reasons. One of them is that the birth rate went up very much. For you to have an idea, 1954, the average birth rate in Spain was 4 children per couple. 4 children, imagine. And now the birth rate here in Spain, year 2000, is 0.7 per couple, not even 1. Within a few years we'll be all 80 years old people, and see. So this was one of the reasons. Now you're going to see the stadium, the soccer, the football, as we say, football stadium. There was a match yesterday. This soccer stadium is a private property, belongs to Real Madrid football team. There's 2 football teams, 2 important football teams in Madrid, Real, and the death enemy is Atletico, whose stadium is almost outside the city. This is Real, is the biggest stadium in this city, a little bit more than 100,000 people. Now, look on your right, look on your right. Can you see those? They are in the shape of a gate. These are offices. And we call them so because exactly there, where the towers are, is where our highway number 1, our national highway number 1 starts, and it goes from here, from Madrid, in the center of our country. Our architectural style, you can see, is very typical of those days. It's very big and very austere. And now, after the traffic light, you will see a fountain. I tell you, we have water in the subsoil, for instance. You see this boulevard we are following now. Under the boulevard, we still have a little stream, a little river that has been canalized. That's why we can keep fountains and green areas in this city. You can see the fountain here. On the left, look on the left, you will see a big building with a dome. That is the Natural History Museum. And here, along the boulevard, you will see there's consulates, embassies. Very near here, you're going to see your embassy, the USA Embassy. There's also hotels. If we follow this boulevard straight on, straight on, straight on all the time, we would get your hotel. It's very easy because this boulevard crosses the city from the south, from Atocha station, that's the beginning of the boulevard, up to those towers you've seen that I told you are called Gate to Europe. So, it's very easy, Madrid. The man riding a horse. One of those gentlemen that when they die, we don't remember them anymore. You see, the statue's here, but well, he was a general called Marquis of Duero, and that's it. But he's one of these statues that if you ask somebody in the street, who was him? They will tell you, well, I don't remember. Left, and that garden over there, that is your embassy. That is the garden belonging to the USA Embassy. And now, still on the left, behind the trees, you will see there is a nice building, which is the oldest one in this part of the city. Yeah? Look at the facade, it's very nice, with tiles and ceramic, and so that's a shopping center now. Many of these buildings, you see, as we are coming down, now you notice that they Plaza Colón. Plaza Colón. Plaza Square. Columbus Colón. It's nice, eh? With the fountains. 3 fountains. 3 fountains. The square is rather modern. It's from the 1970s. 1970s. The only thing which is old in here is the statue representing Columbus. Here on your right, and that comes from the 19th century. What to do with your money? Oh, don't worry. Come here. Remember on the left, Retiro Park. Why do we call it so? Puerta de Alcala. Because Puerta, I told you, is gate or door. And Alcala is the name of the streets we are at now. This is also one of the longest streets in Madrid. Alcala. This street connects Cibeles Fountain. You are going to see it right on the left. And here is a symbol of Madrid, one of the symbols of the city, 18th century fountain. And now on the left, in the corner, this huge building is our national bank, Banco de España. On your right, our
We're gonna go get a close-up of it.